every man's heart one day beats its final beat. And if what that man did in his life makes the blood pulse through the body of others, then his essence, his spirit, will be immortalized forever.
Baby, I'm loving the way that you hold me. I'm high off the things that you told me. You got me feeling like I'm your number one. I don't want the kind of love that's temporary. All I want, I want a legendary love.
Clubhouse dance music.
Dance music.
You listen to me, you go to the top. You don't listen to me, you're never heard from again.
Got the answers. I change the question.
The new school, Freestyle Top 10 Countdown, number 10.
It feels
90.7 FM at WTCC. It's CPR with you. This is CPR's Top 10 Countdown. Brand new to the countdown and burning up the charts from the brand new album. The one is Sharyn Maceren and Feels Like Heaven, the first single from her brand new album, The One, and it's burning up the charts right now. Let me tell you, the song has been climbing and climbing the iTunes charts. And right now, I want to let you know that the next episode of CPR's Clubhouse, the podcast, and our next show will be Sharyn Maceren Night 3. She's going to be with us on our next show right here, Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse podcast. Right now, we continue on with the countdown.
Clubhouse Dance Music Top 10 Countdown. Top 10 Countdown. Number 9.
When I first saw you, I knew that you were the one to take my heart and run, knowing that you would be the one that I could love, even though I know that loving you was wrong. I couldn't help to love you so. I had to learn how to let go, never look your way. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say or do. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say. Stop loving. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say or do. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say. Stop loving. Many nights I spent alone inside my room, wondering if ever I had time that I would find someone like you. Now I know that I could live all by myself, never to find the one that I could never love someone else and never let love in. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say or do. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say. Stop loving. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say or do. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say. Stop
Clubhouse Dance Music Top 10 Countdown. Top 10 Countdown. Number 9.
Remember when we met, till the end, till the I would hold you through the night, and then we'd start again. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say or do. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say. Stop loving. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say or do. I can't stop loving you, no matter what you say. Stop loving.
It's CPR's Top 10 Countdown. Here's number 9 this week. It's Tony Marino, and I Can't Stop Loving You on the only Top 10 Countdown in all of freestyle that matters. Right now, here's number 8. It's Rockell. Turn up the heat.
Number 8.
Today I feel insane, a sympathetic strain. I can't go on feeling cold around my friends or the world. It's a new day, I'm about to change. Turn up the heat in my life, place my mark on the world. Have to get away, start a new me. My musical inspiration banging the sounds of fire. It's gonna be what it's gotta be. Let's get it started, let the beat go. Turn up the heat while the tunes keep me dancing, dancing whatever pain away. Time to let go of past life stories. This is my new start here today. Lighting the fire. Let the heat of the music evoke you. Put up the lighter. Spark a flame and light it up and let's go. Lighting the fire. Let the heat of the music evoke you. Blaze the night up like a wildfire out of control. Baby, I'm burning hot, smoking that.
Oh, wait.
Look at the hater shock melting right before me. I see you checking my vibe. I'm feeling good, so alive. Like yesterday, your soul is so down and out. Now I dance to a whole new beat. Haters wanna flock to my VIP. Starts blowing up, wanna now text me. Subtract the lead. DJ play me the booming heat. Keep me dancing on my feet. DJ play that booming beat. Don't stop, so play me the fire. Let the heat of the music evoke you. Put up the lighter. Spark a flame and light it up and let's go. Play me the fire. Let the heat of the music evoke you. Blaze the night up like a wildfire out of control.
Number 8.
Let the heat of the music evoke you.
It's CPR with you. We are the longest running weekly episodic freestyle podcast. And on a freestyle, here's number 7 this week is Diddle D. And this is the truth. I'm the only. Say it with me. Come on. I know you want to. It's CPR's Top 10 Countdown.
Number 7.
I take the time to put my things to the side to discuss all the troubles on your mind. You know I'm always here for you. Yes, I know it's hard to try to deal with the pain. He broke your heart and now you'll never be the same. My love is always here for you. Yeah, baby, we're close, but your heart's far away. I'm trying to ride, but it's not running.
CPR's Top 10 Countdown. That was Diddle D and The Truth. Did you mark your calendars for July 20th? Pencil it in. It's the release of Mood Swings by Qualibet. They're number 6 this week with their latest single from the album. This is Set Me Free.
See, I'm not trying to stay there. So it's time I let you, time I let go. See, things ain't gonna change.
Number 6.
You came out of nowhere, and like a fool I watched you play games on me. You deceived me. Now I feel it's time I let you go. Time I let you go. Keep begging and pleading, but ain't no way I'd ever let this go. Now I'm leaving. Can't believe I have nothing left to show. You just don't care. Tell me why? 'Cause with you there isn't any fault. You got greedy. It's time I get over you. So please release me. Just set me free. We can go on, just you and me. We don't belong together. Please just set me free. Now just set me free. I want you. Please just set me free. We can go on, not meant to be. Don't need your love now. Been trying to say for so long. Your kind of love's not for me. Just set me free. Ain't no use explaining. You did your thing and deep inside you know. Contemplating if I'm playing girl, say no joke. Ha ha ha. You brought me to pieces. You were the greatest love I've ever known. I'll get through this. Just knowing your heart, I loved you so. I can't stay here. Memories of home I've lost around me. See it. I've given my all to you. Still you didn't want it. Just set me free. We can go on, just you and me. We don't belong together. Please just set me free. Just set me free. I want you. Please just set me free. We can go on, not meant to be. No way we don't belong together. Won't you please set me free? Just set me
It's a QB thing. Pay attention. Raindrops, drop tops, smoking, I'm cooking the hot box. Guess you find the key to the top lock. Gotta set myself free, you'll find out. Woo. I'm done with the chasing. I remember names and I remember faces. He's been around. Me, your one and only. That's reasonable doubt. Guilty.
one and only. I was there for you when times got rough. You don't love me. You don't. So please just let me go. Just set me free. We can go on, just you and no, we can't go on. Baby, set me free. Set me free. Let me go. Please just set me free. No, I won't forgive you. Don't need your love now. Don't get so familiar. Just set me free.
Once again, you want to mark your calendars, July 20th. Everyone is going to have a mood swing. Right now, we continue on with the countdown.
Baby, I want you. I'ma let you know. Yeah. Turn the lights down. Just wanna be near you.
Number 5.
Don't think I had the pleasure free of nowhere. Just want your minute, you know. So if you're with it, would love to know about you. Spend some time with me. So what you take it. No more wasted time. Just come my way. I just want you. I just need Don't you know I need you now? Don't make me wait. I just want you. I really need you now. It's just you make me wanna stop. Look at you and fall in love. Just want you. 'Cause I want you. I need you.
Number 5.
Just wanna be the only one. You make me wanna stop. Look at you and fall in love. I know this. We've just begun to share a love. Just want to be there. It's just you make me wanna stop. Make a brother fall in love. 'Cause I want you. Really need you, baby. Love, baby. Give
Yo, what up? This is your boy Frankie J.
This is Naija.
This is Sammy Zone.
This is Joey May.
What's up? This is Willie Valentine.
This is Jennifer Jimenez. This is Cynthia Figueroa.
This is Miguel Reyes.
This is Scarlett Santana.
This is Artie of Artie and Legend.
What's up? This is Jill Terrell.
This is Sharyn Maceren.
This is Raj from Qualibet.
This is K7 from TKA.
This is Jay Grace. The only top 10 countdown that matters starts now.
Welcome to Clubhouse Dance Music Top 10 Countdown. Top 10 Countdown with your host, CPR Jose Ortiz.
Baby, I'm loving the way that you hold me. I'm high off the things that you told me. You got me feeling like I'm your number one. Ooh, baby, I want this to last me forever. So heavenly when we're together. There's nothing better than when we're having fun. I can't cross the line. I need more than a thrill to pass the time. I want something that's real and so divine. I'll surrender my all, but there's one thing you should know before I fall. Flirtation, and I've given in to temptation, only to find that my heart was led astray. Ooh, baby, just give me a reason to love you and make me believe I can trust you. Show me this thing that we share is here to stay. 'Cause I can't cross the line till I'm sure what I feel is right this time. I want something that's real and so divine. I'll surrender my all, but there's one thing you should know before I fall. I don't want the kind of love that's temporary. All I want, the kind of love that's legendary. I've been searching for that extraordinary one. I want a legendary love.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
You're listening to Clubhouse Dance Music.
I can't cross the line. I need more than a thrill to pass the time. I want something that's real and so divine. I'll surrender my all, but there's one thing you should know before I fall. I don't want the kind of love that's temporary. All I want, the kind of love that's legendary. I've been searching for that extraordinary one.
with you. That was the exclusive CPR's Clubhouse remix of Legendary by Alyssa B. My favorite song of 2018. Speaking of favorites, we continue on with CPR's Top 10 Countdown. Here's number 3 this week.
Number 3.
It's Rudy, Fausto, and the Strings of My Heart.
Feeling this way, I feel so good. I touch the sky. You found a way to my heart. Nothing will tear us apart. I don't mind losing control. I don't mind at all, so long as I am yours to hold. So glad to be sitting in the passenger seat. You have control of my every need. 'Cause I was lost like a sailor in a starless night, and you gave me name. My hope regained its light. I can't count the reasons why, but you make me feel alive. I can't breathe, 'cause it's you pulling the strings of my heart is yours. There's no debate here, I swear I won't let go. Feels like I'm walking on air. Your love is everywhere. So glad to be the co-pilot of my destiny. My love, fly high, don't be afraid to climb. 'Cause I was lost like a sailor in a starless night, and you gave me name. My hope regained its light. I can't count the reasons why, but you make me feel alive. I can't breathe, 'cause it's you pulling the strings of my heart. Strings of my heart.
Number 3.
So glad that I was the one that you chose to be. My soul and yours, we tied up with this ring. 'Cause I was lost like a sailor in a starless night, and you gave me name. My hope regained its light. I can't count the reasons why, but you make me feel alive. I can't breathe, 'cause it's you that's pulling the strings of my heart.
It's Rudy, Fausto, number 3 this week with the Strings of My Heart, available right now on your favorite digital distribution sites. Don't forget, coming up after CPR's Clubhouse, the podcast, is a very special interview with Ray Guell that's coming up right after the Top 10 Countdown. But right now, the ladies rule. CPR's Top 10 Countdown. Here's number 2 this week. It's the one and only Edee. And this is I Want You Now, the DOS Planet Mix.
Number 2.
Seems like you're always on my mind.
Dance Music with Jose, CPR, Ortiz. Simply the best at what he does on 90.7 FM, WTCC, and WTCC HD Springfield.
We are Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse podcast at number 2 this week. You can count them. She's number 2 for 2 weeks in a row. It's Edee. And I Want You Now is a PTOS Hoffman, the Planet Mix. Available right now on your digital distribution sites. Speaking of available right now, here's the number 1 song for 3 weeks in a row.
And now, the most requested song on Clubhouse Dance Music. Number 1. Number 1.
Here's Audi Medina. No More.
Pain.
we're through. 'Cause we're through, yeah. 'Cause we're through. You had my heart. You had my heart. Give you my life, but it wasn't enough for you. No more, no more. I ain't messing with you. No more, no more. I ain't playing with you. No more, no more. I ain't dealing with you. No more, no more. No more, no more, no more. No more, no more, no more, no more. You would have thought you had my
this week for 3 weeks in a row. It's Audi, Medina, and No More. If you love freestyle, go support it. All these songs are available on your digital distribution sites. Next week, it's Sharyn Maceren Night 3. She's going to be live with us right here on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse podcast. She released her brand new album 1 day ago, and included in her album is a CPR's Clubhouse remix of Famous.
You're listening to Clubhouse Dance Music.
They're just so expressive. You show your love in every text message, and you go on, you're 24/7. And when you tweet, I'm suddenly trending. And they can tell that no one loves me more than you. I'm number one, every little thing you do. I used to dream, but now you're finally coming true. Stars in your eyes, boy, you're making me famous. Every time you go playing my name, and tell the world how you're loving me, baby. Oh, so famous. Tell your friends just how much that you love me. Post it up for the whole world to go see. With your heart, everybody, they know me. So famous. You make me famous. You make me famous. You make me famous. You make me famous. Boy, you make me famous. I love the way you're taking me higher. If I'm a star, you made me shine brighter. I'm so aglow, you got me inspired. And when I dream, my heart gets on fire. Yeah, they can tell that no one loves me more than you. My number one, with every little thing you do. I used to dream, but now you're finally coming true. Oh,
out to the mad scientist, Jay Allums. I get a bunch of ideas in my head. I'm like, let's do a remix of, let's see, Alyssa B. And he's like, let's do it. I'm like, let's do a remix of Sharyn Maceren. He's like, let's do it. Big shout out to Jay Allums. If you need a remix, he's the man to go to as we continue on. This is Jay Allums. You are the one from the CPR's Clubhouse. Freestyle Madness.
You said you needed time away from love. You haven't found the love that's true. Oh no. Look into my eyes. Tell me what you see. Do you see a man playing with your heart? Tell me. And you can't move on 'cause he's still on your mind. I can't help but notice you're wasting your time. 'Cause I was the one for you, girl, all this time. This is the way that I'm feeling. 'Cause girl, you are the one, bright like the sun. I know, girl, that your heart's been broken many times. Trust in me, we will succeed, girl. You are the one, you are the one, bright like the sun. I know, girl, that your heart's been broken many times. Trust in me, we will succeed, girl. You are the one. It happens every time you throw your heart away, feeling all alone, not knowing what to do. And you can't move on 'cause he's still on your mind. I can't help but notice you're wasting your time. 'Cause I was the one for you, girl, all this time. This is the way that I'm feeling. 'Cause girl, you are the one, bright like the sun. I know, girl, that your heart's been broken many times. Trust in me, we will succeed, girl. You are the one, you are the one, bright like the sun. I know, girl, that your heart's been broken many times. Trust in me, we will succeed, girl. You are the one. Girl, my heart belongs to you. Belongs to you. I promise you, girl, I won't break your heart. 'Cause girl, you are the one, bright like the sun. I know, girl, that your heart's been broken many times. Trust in me, we will succeed, girl. You are the one, you are the one, bright like the sun. I know, girl, that your heart's been broken many times. Trust in me, we will succeed, girl. You are the one.
It's CPR with you, and I want to thank you for joining us right here on Clubhouse Dance Music, and of course the CPR's Clubhouse podcast. There are many people out there that will always try to bring you down, no matter what accomplishments you make. And I want to tell those people that have been trying for 6 months to get me off the air here on 90.7 that your plan did not work. So, just remember that this show is going to be here after I'm gone. So, all I got to say about that is there's not a set of twins anywhere in the world that can take down CPR and Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse podcast. So, just remember that before you continue poaching around for other artists that other people made, so you can try to take the credit for it. We'll talk to you soon. Until next time, it's CPR saying goodbye. I'll be back next week, though, with Sharyn Maceren Night 3. And remember, it's not who you love, it's how.
Jose Ortiz is in the building. Jamming freestyle in New England. And now, the world.
Big shout-outs going out to Phoebe. I love you, my little sister. Hope all is well. Oh, okay, I'm leaving right now. I promise.
Behind his eyes.
90.7 FM, WTCC. As promised, our very special guest this week is Ray Guell. Ray, thank you so much for joining us right here on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse podcast. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you and all your listeners. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's talk about my favorite song from your catalog, You Took My Heart, the soundtrack of my life, 1992, my last year of high school. Let me tell you, man, there's so many grooves on the 12-inch record. I play this song over and over and over again. It's ridiculous.
Well, I appreciate the support. And one thing that a lot of people don't know, actually, that was the first song that I wrote with when I was recording with Tolga. I actually wrote that song first, and when we were doing the harmonies and the mixes for it, we started playing with another melody that came to mind, and that was Just Another Lover, which was the first release.
Yes,
so really, my first song was You Took My Heart, but it wasn't the first release. So a lot of people don't know that. So that song is very dear to me.
And to me as well, that turnstile, purplish logo. I found a couple with just a white label, so I have like 8 copies of the song on 12-inch record. It's just a treasure to me. It's in my collection. And, all your songs are in my collection. I have every single 12-inch duplicates. We're freestyle lovers here in Western Massachusetts and Connecticut, and of course, New England. So we've been, like I said, on the radio for 30 years, on FM radio, Clubhouse Dance Music, and we've never left the air. We've been doing 6 hours of pure freestyle every week.
And I've been following you ever since. How's that?
Oh, man, that's an honor. That truly is an honor. Now, let's talk about...
I am also a supporter.
I appreciate that. I love the fact that you are very popular in so many areas, Miami, New England, but there's a specific place that, we talk about, and that's Brazil. The crowds that go and see you in Brazil are ridiculous. It's like Elvis just walked into the building.
Literally, that's how it felt the first time I was there. First time I was there many, many years ago, which is when You Took My Heart came out. Actually, You Took My Heart was bigger there than any of the other tracks that I had released. That was, it was more popular there than Just Another Lover, which was also very popular there. But You Took My Heart really took their heart.
Well, we introduced you here on 90.7 with Just Another Lover. And, Jesus the Juice Vasquez, the founder of the show, Louis Rodriguez, they would just consistently give you airplay over and over again. And it became a very popular song where in the local areas where they sold freestyle music, the 12-inch records from Futura will sell out really quickly. And I can attest to that because you try to find a copy of Just Another Lover, you couldn't get one. It was just reordering of that 12-inch press.
Yeah, I have a few of those unopened, and I hear they're worth a lot of money.
Yeah, especially if you sign them, right?
Yeah, over there, man, something like that could probably sell for about, I don't know, $70, $80 for a vinyl record.
Well, you're getting a low ball money though. You got $70.
Well, that's in dollars. Over there, you have to understand that the economy over there is not as good as ours. For example, for every dollar, it's probably $3.7 for them. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So you would have to multiply it times almost $4. Let's see, 4 times 70. That's $280.
Well, that's a pretty penny. Now, out of your catalog, we have Just Another Lover from 1989. You Took My Heart, 1992. You had Can You Feel? You were on Summit in 1995 with Giving Up. Inspiration, 1996. You Don't Know Me was something that you released in 2011. Which one of these projects is your absolute favorite?
Oh, wow. You know what? Well, You Took My Heart has a very, very soft spot in my heart. But one of the obscure ones, which was like Giving Up, you know? Yeah. Giving Up for me was... Giving Up for me was very close to my heart. Most of my songs, well, I would say 99.9 of what I've recorded are all songs I've written. So they're all pretty much autobiographical of what I was experiencing at the time, especially the earlier songs. The more newer ones, you know, I kind of had to put myself in a headspace and remember certain experiences to write it. But yeah, You Took My Heart was written before Just Another Lover, then Just Another Lover, and then Giving Up when I had just about had it with that relationship. And
so all three songs coincide with each other.
Yeah, they're all kind of chapter 1, 2, and 3.
Well, chapter 2 is my favorite, and let me tell you, we used to have contests. Our DJ friends and I. We used to have contests on who could mix the song better because we love throwing your acapella on top of other beats and then letting the You Took My Heart beat just get, be introduced on top of the song that we're mixing you into. And we used to come up with some unique mixes. And I remember just having my friend, I won't mention his name because I know he'll be embarrassed, but he had 2 copies of You Took My Heart and he could not land them on beat for his life. And, we called that gunshots when, you can't mix 2 songs together and keep them on beat. So we used to laugh at him all the time. And he used to get so frustrated because he couldn't get it on beat. But we used to have DJ battles to see who could mix You Took My Heart onto the best, beats in freestyle. It was me, the winner, of course, because I used to mix the 2 vinyls together and just flip them from one side to the other. So... your vocal would sing one portion, and I'll come back and it sings it again, and it just repeats back and forth. So we used to have those type of contests.
Well, let me tell you, I have a lot of respect for DJs because true DJing is an art. And now it might be easier because it's all digital, and you could probably just press a button and it'll find the beat. But back in the day when people had still spin vinyl, it's an art, man. It's an art, and I have a lot of respect for DJs. I'm back from the when I was a child. I was into disco music, and I remember hanging out with all the DJs in the DJ booths. And the way that they mixed disco music was like that. They would actually sometimes take like the middle of one of the songs, the break, and mixed it into one of the other songs. And sometimes you had 2 songs playing at the same time that were different songs, and they just sounded really good together.
Yeah, and
I love that.
That's what freestyle's all about, just blending 2 beats together to make a sound that is unique. And nobody did that better here in this area than Jesus the Juice Vasquez. There was a Juice mix, which I purchased, and it was a cassette mix that he used to have Just Another Lover on, and he would do this dub with the echo, and he would just bring it back and forth. And he was my mentor before he was my mentor, and I would try to copy all his mixes. And, one of my favorites was when he took 2 Just Another Lovers and just played around with the 2 vinyls. It's just, when I say it's a soundtrack of my life, especially my young, my teens, it's because, it went from high school to my graduation and to, my first heartbreak, which is the reason why I dedicated You Took My Heart to the person that broke up with me at that time. And I played that song for a whole summer, because I wasn't over that heartbreak. Then school starts again, college, and then you're like, oh, forget about that woman. But, it's the soundtrack of my life because you remember a certain time when you went through something, and I'm sure that's what you meant by releasing the song. You took my heart for people to mend themselves and express their feelings through song.
You know, the I didn't realize that back in the day. You know, you're young. You know, you're all this is new to you. And now that I'm older, and now that I see some of the fans that have followed my career, and they come up to me, and even when you said that was part of the soundtrack of your life, it's very humbling because, you know, that's the soundtrack of my life as well. And to have been able to reach people and be significant in their lives through my artistry, that for me has been the most humbling and enlightening feeling that I've received. You know, sure, it's great when you're on stage and everybody is singing your song and applauding and all that stuff, but when you actually sit down and talk to someone and they tell you, you know, your song helped me through a rough time, or it kept me company through a rough time, and it's very humbling. And I think now, in retrospect, that's probably been the most. That's been my biggest gift from all of this, is to feel that I was actually significant. My music has actually been significant in people's lives. So it's very humbling.
There are some people right now on Facebook Live sharing their stories on when they purchased your first release, Just Another Lover, and your vinyl. Pete Hoffman, DOS, he's a producer, and he said that he left his bio class in college and went to Music Trends to pick up Just Another Lover, and you know, he was like, "Give me that," and he purchased it at the location. So, you know, everybody has their story on their first vinyls and how they get them and where they purchase them from. You know, the Music Center here in Springfield is the place where you get your vinyl, or Uptown Sounds. So everybody remembers, you know, where they pick up their vinyl. And as a matter of fact, Jesus the Juice Vasquez was at Uptown Sounds all the time, and I would go up there and he would tell me, this is good, and you just start purchasing your vinyl for about $4, you know, you spend all your money on that.
Well, I'm going to give you an exclusive, Jose, because I really haven't announced this yet, and hopefully it won't go past here and your listeners, because I need to do an official announcement on it. But next week I'm heading over to New York, and we're going to remaster Just Another Lover, You Took My Heart, and Giving Up.
Wow, so the trilogy.
Yeah, we're remastering that. Well, I'm actually remastering everything digitally, but those three particular tracks are going to be more exclusively mastered, and maybe add some stuff, and that's going to be released in my Greatest Hits album that's going to be released a little later this year. So you're going to probably hear a fresher version of all three songs, and you're going to be able to hear a lot of, because all those songs were recorded analog. They weren't recorded digital.
Right.
So, you know, sometimes, even though I love analog, I'm old school, bro. You know, I'm really old school. I love vinyl, and I'm old school. And I'm pretty old, too. But we're not going to go there. So yeah, but you know, a lot in the recording industry has changed, and we're going to freshen it up and make it, tweak it. You know, a lot of the sounds got lost in analog, and so I'm really excited about that. As well as I'm recording, I just recorded some new material when I was in Brazil with one of the biggest producers over there, DJ Marlboro, who's huge and has a big history over there. And I worked with Bashega and Jamay, which were great musicians to work with over there. And I even recorded a duet with Tony Marino, who was over there with me.
my guest last week on the previous previous podcast. And Tony is having these great thoughts about having you and him together here in New England for the first time in a long time.
Well, yeah, Tony and I are working on something that we may want to take out on the road. It worked very well in Brazil. We went and performed together over there.
I did. So, I enjoyed the videos very much. And like I said, I was truly excited about all the crowds that you guys were in front of. And Tony Marino shared some of the stories from last week. Anything unique about that experience that you want to share with us?
You know what? The Brazilians are a passionate people, and they don't have any problems displaying their passion, and they're very animated, and they really appreciate, the art and the artists and the music. And, you see that. A lot of times, you'll go to a concert in the States or whatever, and they're enjoying, the concert and the show, but they're kind of just standing there and moving.
You're completely right, man.
Little bit.
It's getting harder and harder to entertain people. I mean, you practically got to set yourself on fire to get a reaction now from the audience, man. Is really crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. People expect big shows, and like even now when you go see an artist, you can't go see them in a small venue. You got to go to these huge arenas, which aren't really acoustically made for concerts or for shows.
Yeah, you want more like an intimate setting too, to be able to meet and greet people.
Yeah, and something I'd like to do if there's a need for it or a demand for it, and I was kind of talking to a couple of people about it. I would really like to do an acoustic freestyle night somewhere, and a more laid back. I mean, you could still keep the 440 beat, but just a little more acoustic. And I actually had a touch of that. I went. I was in Colombia, in Medellin, and I went to a wedding of a friend of mine, and I performed at the wedding. But I announced that I was there. I just checked in, and I had no idea that there was such a big freestyle community in Medellin, Colombia. And as a matter of fact, a guy hit me and said, do you mind if I meet you? I have vinyl I want you to sign, and I'd like you to get your autograph. I said, sure, come by the hotel a particular night that I said. I mean, I didn't know who this guy was, and so I kind of did it at the hotel where I knew that there was security. Bro, about 150 people showed up.
That's amazing.
I walk out, and then it was like, it was humbling as well because it was unexpected. And, it was, I had no idea. It kind of, threw me there.
Well,
and then that night,
I think that the passion there in Medellin, Colombia, and in Brazil, it's apparent because they appreciate their artists and they're like idols to them.
Yeah. Well, los Latinos tenemos mucha pasión.
Absolutely.
So that's the way it is. And so we went over. They asked me to go if I would mind going over to a club and performing, and it was very, very impromptu. And I did. I went over to a club, and I mean, I wasn't even prepared for that, to be honest with you. So I was kind of scared out of my wits because I'm very anal that way. I like to rehearse. I like to know what the stage looks like. I like to know what the room feels like with the music, and so I'm always one of those artists that request a sound check before a show, and I like to go to the club before a show.
But sometimes, the spontaneous things that happen are simply the best, and it's something that you can, appreciate more because you remember, oh, man, I just did this spontaneously, and I went, and I did it, and it happened, and it was great. No matter what, no matter how it ended up, it was great because you weren't expecting to do it. Yeah,
it was very improvised, but I'm from I'm from the theater. So in the theater, I never liked improvisational class or anything like that. I always had to follow a script and stage, the staging and all that. So I think that's probably where it comes from, aside from the fact that I'm a very insecure artist. So I need to make sure that, that the sound is right and everything's right. But you're right. Sometimes the energy is just, you can't plan the energy. It's just a feeling. So it's a battle. It's an internal battle I have.
Yeah, what can we expect this new material that you're discussing right now? Is it something that's coming out this year or something that's coming early next year?
Well, I think something's going to come out this year. We really haven't decided what, because I recorded 3 tracks in Brazil. Believe it or not, I even recorded a calypso track, which probably won't be released here. It was more for like an international Caribbean audience, but who knows? I'm sure I'll release it once I get it. And so they're going to be doing some house mixes for those, and then I have DJ Portugues, who is my partner over there in Brazil, and a very good friend who I've known since back in the day. And he's going to put together some freestyle mixes. And, in Brazil, I like to do like a little contest every time I release something. I allow some of the remixers or producers over there, I give them my vocal, my acapellas, and I let them take a shot at it. And whichever one gives me the better mixes, I usually release those as well.
That's pretty cool. It reminds me of Metropolitan Records when they used to have those contests, with Vinnie Politan. He used to do that. He used to have remixers submit remixes of songs they are going to release or have released, and then they will put them out after. It was pretty cool.
I just like giving opportunities to people that don't normally get the opportunity. And, it's I don't know. I like to give back, and pay it forward and help other upcoming artists and remixers and producers. I just feel that it's always better to share the spotlight. That's just me.
Well, Ray, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the show. I'm really happy that you were on with us because I was able to talk to you and let you know about the soundtrack of my life. I can't wait for these songs to be re-released and the trilogy to come back out. Just Another Lover, You Took My Heart, and Giving Up. And I wish you the best of luck, and I want to thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you so much. One last thing I just want to say to everybody, I'm relaunching my website, rayguell.com. We're going to have all the music available through there. And we're most probably going to burn some vinyl, some special edition vinyl. I'm doing that for Brazil, so I want to make it available here as well. I don't have the business plan together yet. There's a lot going on. When I got back from Brazil, different opportunities came up, and just a lot of last-minute stuff. So I'm sorry I don't have a whole bunch of details to give you, but definitely... there's more Ray Guell coming. There's new material coming. There's remixes of some old material. I re-recorded Don't Take Your Love Away over in Brazil. So that was from my Inspiration album, my first album. And we really did a good job on that one. I got Tony doing vocals on that as well. So there's a lot coming. Just be patient. Give me a little bit of time to get it together. And I'm available on Facebook. Probably going to turn that into an artist page because I've already pretty much used all my friends' capacity. So, but I'm real humble. Tell your listeners to reach out. I answer and I respond. So, and I appreciate all the support, all the love I've received from you, particularly from all your listeners, and from the freestyle community. And thank you very much.
Well, it's our pleasure. And just like I told Tony last week, our clubhouse is your clubhouse. And I want to thank you once again for joining us.
Peace and love to everybody.